Hi guys, thanks so much for joining me again today. This is another declutter. I think it's like the 5th or 6th declutter video in my series. I will link that above. Today we're tackling a lot of face products. So I have foundations, concealers, primers, face powders, powder foundations, setting sprays, anything like that I have today I'm going to declutter. And yeah, I feel like I have a lot here, a lot more than I thought I did, and so I'm gonna break this into categories and go from there. So if you'd like to watch me declutter all of my face products, then please keep watching. I'm gonna start with concealers. The first thing I have is a concealer palette. This is from e.l.f. It's in the light version. I'm guessing there's multiple versions. This was nice to play around with when I first started playing with makeup. This formula is kind of greasy. It doesn't have the best coverage, and also I've had it for a few years, so I'm going to get rid of it. I have a couple concealers in my project pan. I'm going to keep all 3 of those. I have the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Brightener, I have the Tarte Shape Tape in Light Neutral, and I have the Naked Skin Concealer in the shade Fair Neutral. And I'm trying to work through all 3 of these in my project pans that I have going on, so I'm going to keep all 3. I have a Kat Von D concealer in the shade Whiteout. This is a white concealer. I like mixing it with other things. It's a really cool product. I like mixing it with foundations or with concealers that are too dark. I like mixing it with liquid lipsticks. It's actually really cool for that too if you're trying to do like an ombre look. And it's just really useful. It's a really great eyeshadow base if you're wanting to white out your entire eyelid. I really like it, and so I'm going to hold on to it. I have a little mini concealer here from NARS. It's in the shade Custard, and this is something that I haven't really used. I don't think I've ever used it. I might have used it once, and it's really cute, but I usually use vanilla when I use this concealer, and so this is just like a little bit too dark and a little bit too yellow for me. And yes, I could use the Kat Von D concealer to mix with it and make it lighter, but I really just don't want to do that, so I'm just gonna give this away. I have a little Bye Bye Under Eye Full Coverage Anti-Aging Waterproof Concealer from IT Cosmetics. It's just a little mini one, and I've never tried it. I've had this for a while. I know my mom tried one of these and she didn't like it at all, but I'm still gonna give it a shot and see if I like it. I have a Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Dark Circle Eraser Treatment. This one is in the shade Neutralizer though. This is an incredibly yellow product and I don't like it. I much prefer the brightener shade in this. I don't like it, so I'm gonna get rid of it. This is the Bare Minerals concealer. It's in the shade Well Rested. It has SPF 20, and this is a powder concealer. It's the only powder concealer that I have, and while it does have good coverage, it's very yellow on my skin, and I just, even when I mix it with concealer or when I use it by itself, I just don't really ever love the result, so I'm gonna get rid of this one. I have 2 LA Girl Pro Conceal products. I am in the shade Classic Ivory and Natural. They're both virtually the same. I don't know a difference between these 2 shades, so I don't know why they're 2 different shades. I use this one in a project pan, and this is like a full one that I haven't used yet. If you can tell, I definitely have used this one a lot. I do like it. It's not the fullest coverage concealer, but it is nice underneath the eyes. I do like this product, so I'm going to hold on to both of these. And this is the Hard Candy Glamouflage. I'm in the shade Ultra Light. I do appreciate how light they go with these shade options, at least in the concealers. I don't know about any of their other products, but their concealers get very light. I think there's even a shade lighter than this, and I do appreciate that because it's hard to find concealers that actually brighten my under eyes given how pale I am. This is really old, so I am going to get rid of it for that reason, but it is a nice, affordable, full coverage, moisturizing, like creamy concealer. It is a little bit thicker, takes a little bit more of a learning curve to figure out how to use it, but I really like this, and so I might consider repurchasing a new one in the future. Okay, these are all the primers I have. I only have 5, and honestly, I don't really use primers that often. I don't know, I just never really gotten the hang of it, and I find that silicone-y primers make my skin even more oily throughout the day. Either I haven't figured out how to use them, or I just don't need them for my skin type. This is the NYX Honey Do Me Up Primer. It has honey, which is a natural antiseptic, gold flakes, which increases skin radiance, and collagen for smoother skin. I don't know where I heard it. I might have heard it from like Nikki Tutorials or something, but she said that certain types of gold, like anything less than some kind of carat gold, isn't good for your skin. It actually is damaging, and I don't know if that's true or not, but ever since I heard it, I've kind of been really wary to use this. It really doesn't do anything for my skin anyway, so it's kind of like an extra step for no reason. I'm annoyed because this was like a $14 or $15 primer. I remember it being really expensive for being a NYX product, and I might have used it a handful of times. I don't even know if I want to give this to someone to use. Number 1, because it's old, and number 2, because I don't really know what gold does to your skin. So I'm going to get rid of it. I don't know where I'm going to put it eventually, but I am going to get it out of my collection now. I have this Cover FX mattifying primer with anti-acne treatment. I do get like a random hormonal breakout every once in a while, but I'm definitely not acne prone, and so this doesn't work for me. It feels heavy on my skin, even when I only use a tiny bit. Even when I try to work it into my skin beforehand, it always just feels heavy, and I find that I get oilier more quickly with this product, so not a big fan of it. It is like a clear silicone primer, and it doesn't work for me, so I'm gonna pass this on. Same with the Primetime Foundation Primer, the original from Bare Minerals. This came in a set a long time ago, and it's the same kind of thing. It's a little bit thicker, it's kind of like a silicone product, and it doesn't work with my skin type, so I'm gonna get rid of this one too. This Tarte one, it has like the silicone feel like the Cover FX and the Bare Minerals one, but it is like thick. It's very thick. Like you're not even gonna be able to see it on screen. But whenever I put it over my hand, it instantly makes it look velvety. It like gets rid of all the lines, and I don't know, like I can tell a huge difference between my hands with having this on my hand and having nothing on the other hand. And I haven't really played around with this too much. It's the Clean Slate Poreless 12-Hour Perfecting Primer. I don't know if this gets me oily. I haven't used it in such a long time, but it does kind of just like sink into my skin, oddly enough. So I'm gonna give this a couple more tries and see if this works. You'll probably see this in next month's makeup basket for December, just because I do want to give it a shot. This is the Dr. Brandt Pores No More Pore Refining Primer, and it's just a little mini size of it. It doesn't pill up necessarily, but it does require you to really work it into your skin for it to work, and I do like it. I do remember it being really good at filling in my pores. I don't remember it making me super greasy either, so I'm gonna hold on to this one as well. Alright, now these are all of my liquid foundations, and I don't actually have a ton. I've really worked through a couple this year. I feel really good about the number that I have, but I am still going to get rid of a couple of these ones. This first one is the Shea Moisture Weightless Shea Serum Foundation. I am in the shade Porcelain, and Shea Moisture, if you have access to that where you live, I would recommend trying it out. It is a more affordable, relatively affordable brand, and they have a lot of really great shade options. Like they have stuff that's light enough to fit on my skin, but then they have lots of deeper skin tones, and I believe that this makeup line was created specifically for people of color. It just sits on top of my skin. It doesn't ever really soak in. Since this is so old, I was thinking I've only used 2 or 3 pumps. I've actually tracked how many pumps I've taken out of this so far. So I think what I'm going to do, since it's already expired and I don't want to give this to anyone else, I think I'm going to go through and like actually pump out all the product and see how many pumps are in here. So if you'd be interested in seeing something like that, there is a channel I watch called The Makeup Breakup. Their channel is called Beauty News, but they have a segment called Makeup Breakup where they do stuff like that all the time. And I don't want to steal their thunder, but I am just kind of curious how many pumps you get out of a foundation. This is 1 ounce. Let me know if you'd like to see that on camera. I'm going to do it just for myself, just because I'm curious. I'm going to get rid of this one, but I'm going to hold on to it for the meantime. I have the NARS Luminous Weightless Foundation in the shade Siberia, and I have the L'Oreal Pro Matte Infallible Foundation in the shade 102. These are both in my project pan. I'm trying to use both of them up. I mix them together, and that creates like a really nice shade for me, and so I'm going to hold on to both of these. I do have some samples here. This is an Yves Saint Laurent CC Primer, and these are 2 Makeup Forever concealer samples, so they should have been with the concealers, but I don't plan on using any of these. I'm just going to get rid of them. I have this IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Redness Neutralizing Correcting Cream, and I think I'm in the shade Natural Beige. I think this used to be the only shade they had for a long time, but I know they have a lot of different shade options now. I'm pretty sure they do. This one is a tiny bit too dark for me, but I've been mixing it with lighter foundations or just using it when I'm more tan, and I actually really like it. It is getting a little bit old, so I do want to hurry up and try to get some more use out of it before it expires, but I actually really like this. You don't need a lot. It's very, very full coverage. It's really nice if you have any issues with like rosacea or hyperpigmentation or, you know, stuff like that where you really want full coverage on your face. This is a good product because it's not super thick and goopy. Like, you can definitely spread it out and it'll still have really good coverage. So I recommend this if you're someone who has, you know, maybe problematic skin that you really want to get rid of the pigmentation. This will do that. So I'm going to hold on to this. And I have 2 foundations here. These are in airless pumps that I bought on Amazon. I'll link the bottles below. They're really nice. They're the Maybelline Matte and Poreless and the Maybelline Fit Me foundations. This one is the Fit Me, just the regular original, and this one is the matte. I have them labeled on the bottom. And I just really like having pumps for my foundation, so I took them out of their glass jars and I decanted them into here. These are relatively affordable. They're really nice. I mean, they really help me get all the makeup product out of my bottles because it like starts from the bottom and then works its way up. It's an airless pump, so you really get every single drop when you use these, and they're pretty cheap. They're reusable, so I bought a 2-pack on Amazon a while ago and I really like them. Whoops, I just dropped one. It's all the way on the other side of the room now, so I'm just going to leave it there. I'm going to hold on to both of these. I just want to use them up. They work well for my skin. They are decent quality. I spent money on them, so I might as well use them. So I'm going to hold on to both of these and then, you know, not buy them again once I use them up because they're not cruelty-free. And then this last one is the Organic Wear BB Cream by Physicians Formula. I have raved about this in the past. I really like it. It has an SPF of 20 in it, and it smells like oatmeal, and it's like really thick and moisturizing. It's a really nice, like substantial BB cream. It has decent coverage, I'd say like light to medium buildable, and it is a little bit deeper than my skin tone, so I kind of have to be careful to really like make sure it's blended and I'm not using too much of it, or else it will look a little bit too dark on me. But it just gives me like a natural, really nice finish, and I do really like this a lot, so I'm gonna hold on to this too. Alright, so now I have all my loose setting powders. These are the ones that don't have any actual coverage in them. I will do like my powder foundations in a different category, but these are all my setting powders. I am gonna keep this Coty Airspun loose face powder. This is in the translucent extra coverage shade, and I got this from Walmart. I don't know if this is a cruelty-free brand or not. I'm just going to keep it and use it up because I do like the Coty Airspun powders. These definitely have a very noticeable scent to them. They definitely smell like, you know, what people would say like what your grandma smells like. That's kind of what it smells like. It's very powdery and old-fashioned smelling, and I don't mind that at all. It actually gives me memories of my mom and my nonna using their powders. They used to keep them in this like special fancy tin. They used powder that smelled like this and that is like this. So I share some of this powder with my mom whenever she runs low, and I just like using it. I think it's okay, so I'm just going to use it up since I have it. And I have this e.l.f. high definition powder. This was just the regular sheer version, and I used that up a long time ago, and then I put the Coty Airspun powder in here. So I'm going to hold on to both of these. I do have an e.l.f. SPF 45 UVA UVB protection powder. I really like the idea of this. It's like a regular setting powder, but it has an SPF in it, so it's really nice for touching up, or if you want to put it like on your neck and chest just to put some SPF there. I think that's a really cool idea. This one though I've had for quite a few years, like a long time, so I'm going to get rid of this one specifically, but I would consider purchasing in the future. I have a Bare Minerals Mineral Veil powder. I don't think I've never even used this, but I remember using this back in the day. I used to use a lot more Bare Minerals products back in the day, and I remember liking this. I remember using it and liking it, so I'm going to hold on to this. I have this RCMA No Color powder. This is raved about here on YouTube. I don't use it all the time, but it is a good powder, so I am going to hold on to this one. I do makeup on other people occasionally, and this is a powder that I feel comfortable using on different skin types just because it doesn't have any weird flashback. It's not too heavy. It's not like super drying or mattifying. It's just like a regular good setting powder, so I'm going to hold on to this one. And then I have my By Terry Hyaluronic Hydra powder. I love this stuff. It's like $68. It is expensive. But I really like this product a lot, and I use it a lot, and I've been using it. I remember I was using it consistently for probably 6 or 8 months, and I don't even have that much gone. I mean, I'm only like down to there, so I definitely do think it's like worth the money if you like powders. If you're into powders as much as I am, this is like a treat to use. I love the way it feels on my skin. I love the way it makes my skin look. This is like truly a luxurious treat kind of product, and so I do like it. And when I use it up, which hopefully won't be for a long time, I will begrudgingly buy another one, just because I do like it that much. And I have 3 Besame powders. This came in a little set last year through Sephora. I have the Brightening Vanilla powder, which is like a yellow tint. I have the Brightening Violet powder, which is like a light purple tint, and then the Brightening Vanilla Rose powder, which is like a light pink tint. And I actually have never tried these on my face yet. I've had them for a long time. I'm nervous to put them on my face, but I'm gonna have to go back. I know Emily Noel did a video about these, and so I'm gonna have to go back and watch it and see how she uses it. I am curious to try them. I do want to learn more about Besame as a brand and what kind of products they have. They seem to be a cool company, and I am curious to try more things from them, so I'm gonna hold on to these too. Okay, so these are all of my pressed powder foundations, and I'm gonna be real with you, I'm not getting rid of any one of these. I love pressed powder foundations. I love powder foundations in general. That was actually my first tutorial that I ever did on YouTube, was my powder foundation routine, and so I'm gonna hold on to all of these. This is the CC Airbrush Perfecting Powder. I'm in the shade Fair. I have this one that I'm in the process of using up, and then I have the full size as a backup. I'm keeping both of these. I have the Tarte Powder Foundation. I'm in the shade Fair Light Neutral. I haven't used this a ton. I'm not like super crazy about it. It doesn't give me the best coverage, but I do like it well enough, and I definitely like it enough to hold on to it and use it up, so I'm gonna hold on to it. I have the NYX Stay Matte But Not Flat in the shade Nude. I'm almost done with this. I've already repressed it and I'm almost done with it. I have it in a project pan, so I'm gonna hold on to this one. I have my beloved Becca Powder Foundation in the shade Shell. I talked about this in my very first video, my products I've hit pan on. If you can see, I don't even have that much left. It's almost done. And a lot of people gave me a lot of really great ideas of where to get this on HauteLook, on other sites. So I am eager to try and find another one next year, because I do like this product a lot and I don't see it in stores anymore. So thank you for everyone who gave me suggestions on places to buy it. I am glad that there are places where it's still available, and I will definitely repurchase this when this is gone. I have the Laura Geller Baked Balance and Brighten Foundation in the shade Porcelain. This one, oh, I'm making such a mess. This one is kind of like a baked marble type of product. It's nice. It's very brightening. It doesn't have any shine to it, but it does leave like a natural sheen on your skin. I do like it, and I will hold on to it. I have the Physicians Formula Mineral Wear Talc-Free Mineral Face Powder in the shade Cream Natural. This one also has like a marbleized look to it, and I like it. I'm gonna hold on to it. And then lastly, I have my Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish Skin Perfecting Micro Powder. I'm in the shade Fair. This is beautiful. It doesn't have like a super ton of coverage. I'm sure if you really packed it on, you could get some decent coverage, but it's a really nice finishing powder, but also it's really great for going in and touching up your makeup. It's really beautiful. I love the packaging. This was expensive. I'm definitely holding on to it. And I do have 3 powder foundations. This is the e.l.f. Personal Blend Foundation. It's SPF 15, and what I really like about it is it has 4 different shades. So I can actually mix and match these and make them match me any time of the year. I think that's really cool. I love that idea. I just like the concept of this. I wish more people talked about that, because that's such a cool idea. Like, more companies should do that. Have it so that you can mix and match and change the shade depending on how much bronzer you're wearing, depending on if you're self-tanned or not, or if it's just a different season in the year. You can wear it all year round. I like that idea a lot, and I'm definitely keeping this. I am also keeping the Bare Minerals Original Foundation, and this is in the shade Fairly Light. It's just like a little deluxe size sample I got in a little packet last year. I really like it, and I'm holding on to it. And then I have the Tarte Amazonian Clay Full Coverage Airbrush Foundation in the shade Fair Honey. I like this product a lot. I first heard Estee Lauder talking about it. It has like a little mesh thing in the middle and then like a stopper at the top, so it doesn't get super messy. I like this a lot. I like that it has an SPF, and I'm holding on to it. Okay, and here I have all of my setting powders that are pressed that don't have any actual coverage in them. I guess you would just call them finishing powders or setting powders. This is the IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Pores Airbrush Silk Pressed Finishing Powder. This is the translucent version. It's beautiful. It's actually almost gone. I keep this in my backpack and I touch up after when I come back from lunch break. Really nice powder. Really love it. It definitely is good at kind of covering up your pores. I still really like this product, and I'm holding on to it. I have my 2 Hourglass powders. I talked about this in my project pan. I have hit pan on both of these products. I really like these products. I think they're nice. Do I think they're worth the hefty price tag? I don't know. I definitely like Dim Light a lot more. I use it as a bronzer. I like both of these, and I'm holding on to both. I forgot, I actually put this in my bronzer and contour declutter video, and I kept it there, and I'm going to keep it now. Still really like it. I'm going to hold on to it. I think it's great. I'm actually going to hold on to all 3 of these as well. This is the One Heck of a Blot Powder by Soap & Glory. I talked about this in my products I've hit pan on video, my very first one, and I did like it. I kind of fell out of love with it after a while. I'm going to go back in and try it some more and see if I still like it. I'm sure I can find a way to make it work. It's not really hard for a powder to work for me, so I'm going to hold on to it. This is the Matte Fit Me Set and Smooth Pressed Powder. I'm in the shade 120. This is a good shade match for me. Oh, I didn't even know. It has a little mirror on the bottom. This is nice. I bought it a long time ago, and I just want to use it up, so I'm going to hold on to it. There's really nothing special about it, though, but it's just okay. And then this is the NARS Light Reflecting Setting Powder pressed in the shade Translucent Crystal. And this one is actually almost empty. I have it in my project pan right now, and I really like it. I love it for setting all over my face. It's actually better at keeping the oil at bay than I thought. I do like it, and I will use it up. And lastly, I have my setting sprays. I have 2 pure setting sprays. This is just like, it's still in the box, but this is what it looks like full size. I had talked about my complaint about what Pure Cosmetics has done with this product in my most recent empties video. I talk about how it's now available for the same price, but it's half the size. It's only 4 ounces now, and I think that's stupid that they would just like essentially double the price of their product without telling anybody. I think that's kind of shady. I don't agree with that, Pure. So I'm going to use both of these up. It is a good setting spray, but I'm not going to repurchase. And then I have an Urban Decay All-Nighter. I only have a teeny bit left. Like, I only have maybe a week or 2 left of use, and I'm holding on to this one. And then I have my MAC Fix Plus. I'm not super crazy about this. I don't need a setting spray that makes me more dewy. In fact, I don't use it to set my face for that reason. I use it to foil shadows. I use it to help blend cream contour products, and I do like it for that, but I'm not going to miss it when it's gone. I'm just going to use it up. It's in my project pan right now. Okay, so this is kind of sad. This is all the stuff I'm keeping, and this is all the stuff I'm getting rid of. Definitely not my best work. If you've looked at all of my other declutter videos, you know I usually get rid of at least a third. Sometimes I get rid of half, sometimes I get rid of more than half, and this time I did not do that. I just really love face products. I go through them quickly. I could see myself using up pretty much every product I have on this side, so it's not like any of it's going to go to waste. It's stuff that I do enjoy using, and I do use a ton of it, so I don't feel bad about about keeping all of this. I do feel bad that I did a whole video and I ended up only getting rid of all of that, but that's okay. Not every declutter is going to be like crazy and ruthless and, you know, I'm going to get rid of everything. That's not the point. I don't want to declutter just for decluttering's sake. I want to get rid of things that don't work for me so I can focus on things I actually enjoy using. So that was a little bit anticlimactic. But anyway, that's everything I have. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys!